Hunt 'em Big with Steve Bartilla. Brought to you by
We've talked about how history repeats itself with shifts, which makes all the sense in the world. You know, whitetails, specifically bucks, are shifting with the seasons to meet their nutritional needs, their cover needs, their comfort needs, stress needs, all that good stuff. They're not pre-programmed to shift, but what they are programmed to do is find what they want and need from their habitat. In order to accomplish that, very often, whitetails have to shift with the seasons, unless a property offers them everything they need. What I'd like to talk about now, though, is we've all heard these stories about whitetails. My goodness, I saw this huge buck on November 3rd while I was sitting this pinch point back between the two ridges, you know, and then the next year, to the day, on November 3rd, there he is again, almost within the hour. And it seems so unbelievable, but when you really, really think about it, it's not that rare or unbelievable at all. So let's dig a little deeper. We know that, geez, virtually everything within the whitetail world's biology is dictated by the photo period, the amount of hour in a 24-hour cycle. When the photo period shrinks, the amount of daylight in a 24-hour period shrinks to a certain point, testosterone starts going, antlers start to harden. Man, all of a sudden that drive to go out and mark your turf, and I mean, don't get me wrong, there's always dominance within the whitetail world, always. It's playing out 365 days a year, but the higher that testosterone level gets, the more excited they get about hammering out that spot in their hierarchy. They move more, they fight more, they signpost more, all that stuff, and it's keyed by the photo period. Okay, guess what? Plants, generally speaking, to a great extent, are keyed by the photo period as well. The environment isn't changing by topography. It does not, unless something dramatic happens, the topography does not change from year to year to year to year to year. Yes, habitat changes to a certain extent. Natural habitat is going to evolve a little bit each year, but naturally, except for a really bad acorn year or something like that, you know what? Nature's going to produce about the same at about the same time every year. Farm crops are going to be ideal about the same time every year. If in 2022 on October 31st, you're all geeked up to make scrapes, and that ridge, well, there's a reason you want to make scrapes on that ridge. You're the dominant buck. You take what you want from the area. Well, if in 2022, on November 3rd, you think the best thing in the world for you to be doing is to be making a scrape on that ridge back there, well, November 3rd, 2023, if you're still alive, odds are not that horrible that it's going to repeat, because they're wanting the same things year after year after year after year. You really need to think about all this type of stuff from the standpoint that the environment only changes so much each year, naturally. Okay. Topography does not change. The wants and needs of the whitetails does not change from year to year. Sure, some farm crops do, there's some minor tweaks. With all those things staying the same from year to year to year, it really is not that bizarre of a concept for that buck to be showing up on that same ridge approximately the same time on November 3rd, year after year after year. It's nowhere near as mind-boggling as it may seem.
Final thoughts, brought to you by Huntworth.
We are all blown away by stories of that huge buck that was seen back on the swamp on October 31st last year, and then you won't believe it, we're back out there again this year. Believe it. It makes sense. Utilize history as much as you can. We've covered the seasonal shifts before. We understand that whitetails are shifting to get what they want. We also understand that topography is not changing. The natural habitat changes very minimally from year to year. The deer's wants and needs do not change from year to year, and the photo period remains the same. Add all that up, and really it is not that surprising at all that the patterns tend to repeat year after year after year after year, even to the day.